There we go. Okay. So, yeah, let's all just grab your props, have them nearby. But to start off with, just come to either a lying down position on your back. You could put a pillow underneath your knees, or you could bend your knees and keep your knees up. Um, if you have a pillow under your head, it might feel most comfortable to keep it under your head and neck and not so much under your shoulders, but feel it out for yourself. So we'll just be here for a few minutes, just kind of centering and arriving to our practice, and then we'll move through each pose, and we'll hold that pose depending on if it's maybe something that we do both sides, that'll be a little shorter. If it's something else, we'll hold it between 5 and 7 minutes, and then we'll finish with Shavasana again, and I'll give you options for that as well. So wherever you'd like to be, maybe you turn on your music now, maybe you have some, I like to turn most of my lights off usually when I do this, when I practice. Maybe that would feel good to you. But welcome to your practice. I invite you to do whatever feels best in your body. So go ahead and lie down. You could also lie on your side or your belly, or you could sit up for the next few minutes. So just allowing yourself to get comfortable, and maybe you close your eyes, but maybe you set a soft gaze in your space, or maybe even look at something that is appealing to you. And we will arrive here feeling your body supported by the floor or by your props. I invite you to start off with a gentle body scan, just noticing. Sometimes, especially if you've been working all day, we tend to keep most of what's going on in our heads, and we forget that there's a whole body attached to our heads. So an invitation, if it feels all right to you, just to check in, maybe scanning from your feet towards your head, or from your head towards your feet. Notice if there's any places that are tight, or you feel any gripping, or places that do feel more expansive. Trying to not judge the sensations we feel, which definitely takes practice. It's just a suggestion to lean into that. Just notice, my left knee feels tight, and that is all. We leave it there, or something along those lines. Allowing this place to be a place of comfort, of healing, of peace, of rest. Your mat, your space here. Just checking in again, feeling the earth beneath you, the extension of the earth, the floor. I like to take a moment to just notice that extension, extending into the land that we're on. So those who were here first, those whose land we're on, and taking a moment to connect, to honor, and gratitude. And then moving back into our bodies and to our breath. So starting off by noticing how your breath feels, where you feel your breath. Do you feel it in your chest? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it long or short? Again, practicing to notice without judgment. And then inviting a deeper breath that would feel good to you. Seeing how it feels to draw the breath in through your nose and to feel your lungs expand with that breath. And then feel your lungs contract as you exhale. Feeling the inhale, maybe you feel your belly rise, an invitation even to place your hands or a hand on your belly to feel the rise and fall of your inhales and exhales. Maybe you don't feel it so much in your belly, but it's more in your chest. You could place a hand there. And then an invitation to notice what it feels like to send your breath a little deeper. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. It's diaphragmatic breath, noticing any energetic effects on your mind, on your body. Taking a couple more deep, full breaths. Smoothing out the transitions between your inhale and exhale. And releasing your hands if they are on your body. Feeling the breath in your body. And then if you are lying on your back, I invite you to place your feet on the floor with your knees bent and start to maybe rock your knees with your breath, with the inhales and exhales. Windshield wipe your knees from left to right, nice and slow. If you had a pillow under your knees, you could even set your feet up on the pillow and let your knees rock back and forth. Just bringing a little movement in. And then bringing your knees back to center. Let's take our left ankle, cross it over your right knee. Let your arms either rest on your body or rest out to a T. Maybe if it would feel interesting, you could press your left knee away. Breathing. Once again, thinking about your exhales, releasing tension, tightness. After your next exhalation, we'll just start to drop our knees over to the right. You can keep your left ankle on your right knee, or you could take it off and let your knees drop over to the right. Feel free to lift your hip off the ground and come into a gentle reclined twist. Taking a couple of breaths. And just doing some gentle stretches just to prepare for our longer holds. On your next inhale, draw your legs back up to center. You can bring your foot down to the ground, and then switch sides. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left knee. And be here for a moment, resting, breathing. On your next exhalation, if you'd like to drop your knees over to the left as far as is comfortable, either with your leg crossed over or not. Breathe here again. Remember, this is your practice, so holding things for the length that feels best to you is very important. What I'm doing is just a suggestion. When you're ready, inhale your legs back up to center, uncross, and either bring one leg at a time or both legs. You can grab behind your knees or on top of your knees and bring your knees out. I've got my knees very wide. It's hard to see from this angle right now. So either one leg at a time or both, maybe even rocking a bit on your low back just to massage a little bit. And slowly release your feet down to the ground. And let's take a roll to either side to prepare for our first restorative pose. So roll to one side, press yourself up nice and slow, take your time. And I'm going to take one of my blankets. So I'll slowly set this up. And if you have questions, let me know. So I'm going to take my first blanket and I'm just going to make it about this big, and I'm going to place it kind of halfway down my mat. And this is going to be just to give my lower body a little bit of comfort. So not a necessary placement, but maybe that would feel good to you. And then I'm going to take my two blocks. So you can use blocks, you can use a couple of pillows like this size, you can use more blankets folded. We're going to take a little gentle twist. So I'm going to set up a ramp with my bolster, or you can use two bed pillows. So I'm going to set my blocks up this way. And then maybe you stack a couple of bed pillows up or one bolster. So it's up on a ramp. And I'm going to take another blanket, and that's going to be up here for kind of a pillow. So I'm going to give you a couple options here. And we'll be here for two or 3 minutes on each side. All right, so first option is to scooch close to your bolster or your pillows, And bend your knees and just come down onto your side. And maybe you let this arm kind of hang backwards. So if you have any slip discs or anything, this might be a better option. Or this might be a more comfortable option for you. Option is here. The next option is to take a little bit of a gentle twist. So I'm going to sit up tall first, and then I'm going to twist towards the pillow, and then I'm going to lay onto it. So I don't have a huge twist going on. Some people like to turn their head in the opposite direction. That's not for me. So I rest my head here. I've got my left hand, my opposite hand on the floor on both sides like this. And then I tend to like to cross my ankles, but you obviously do whatever feels good to you. So we'll start here in our little twist or lying on your side. Once you are comfortable, and just know you can move. That's the nice thing about being home and being off camera. You sometimes feel a little more comfortable doing whatever you need to do. And I hope this continues into a studio in the future if you ever do that. But move if you need to. And once you are comfortable, either close your eyes or set a soft gaze. And just simply notice the feeling of the props beneath you. Notice them supporting you. Allow your bones to feel heavy and just sort of melt into your props. Come back to your breath. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. Each inhale, draw in the nourishing air around you. Allow it to fill your lungs, move throughout your body. And think about your exhale to be a vehicle for release. Release tension. Release things from the day that you don't need. Take a little bit of a deeper breath. And then just gently move. And we're going to slowly go over to the other side. So you can either press up and come up to your knees and go to the other hip, or you can stay on your bum and turn to the other hip this way. So switching to the other side, same thing. Either just lying, and this side might feel different. You might have something else going on that would feel better to be here. Or to find your twist. So get yourself comfortable. Find your positioning. Release into your props. Make whatever adjustments you need to. Find your breath and rest. Take a little bit of a bigger inhale. And slowly start to rest yourself up either to your knees or to a seat, whichever feels better to you. And we're going to move into a supported child. And I'm going to give you a couple options, especially if you have tender knees. So you can keep that ramp if you'd like. My preference is to flip my blocks to this height. So maybe you flip whatever you have, and then I take my bolster and set it up a little bit higher. And then come very close on my knees and lay down. And I like to put my hands around. I could also take this and add some height. So if this is a lot for your knees, there's lots of options. One thing is to just take a little bit of the angle out and take a blanket and roll it, or a towel or something, and place it here so you're kind of sitting on that rather than sitting on your legs. A whole nother option is to not go on your knees at all. So an option, especially if you have a piece of furniture or a wall, is to scoot close to that and bring your feet. You can bring your bum close and bring your feet like so, a similar sensation in the legs. And what I often will like to do, just to kind of have the same sensation or similar, is to hold something like this. So if that doing treads on your knees is not fun, I may suggest that. All right, so get yourself comfortable, and you can come out of this early too if you get uncomfortable. So once you are lying down, option here, if you're doing the knee version, is to place your forehead on your prop, or you can let your head rest one direction. And then when we're about halfway, I'll make a note of it, and then you turn your head to the other direction. So get yourself comfortable. If you need more height here, feel free to add more blankets, more pillows. That also takes some of the intensity out of your knees if you lift more height. All right, get yourself comfortable. Once you're settled, either close your eyes or set a soft gaze. Find your breath. Nice big inhales, filling your lungs completely. And nice slow exhalations as you melt a little bit more into your props, feeling fully supported. Inhale, expanding your lungs, expanding your rib cage. And the exhale softens, releases, allowing you to rest, to let go. If you have your head one direction, you'd like to turn it to the other side, feel free to do that now. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's take a little bit of a bigger breath. And start to wiggle some fingers, toes. Move your head around. And start to move your knees back. Maybe bring your knees underneath you. Or if you're lying on your back, moving away from the wall a little bit. If this feels good for your knees, I invite you to press yourself up and maybe move away from the props a little bit. And an invitation for a gentle cat-cow. Or if you're on your back, windshield wiping your knees. All right. Let's move to our next pose, which will be a supported fish. So I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. And this, you can dial up or down the intensity by the height of whatever you're laying on. So if you want to start less intense, you can take a blanket starting this way, and you can either roll it or fold it the long way. So this would be lower intensity. And if you have any back pain or anything, maybe you start here. So I have this folded blanket, and then I'll place it. It's going to be along my spine. So if you want higher intensity, you can have a bed pillow. If you want more intensity, a bolster or a couple of bed pillows would also work well. So I'm going to do the lower intensity version. You're going to place it the long way on your mat or wherever you're laying. And you're going to just lie your spine along this. So your hips and butt are flat on the ground, and then you your lower back starts on this raised blanket. You can also take another blanket or something and put it under your head and neck if that would feel good. If you want a little more opening in the chest, you could fold this so that your head is off of the blanket, so you have a little bit of a back bend. All right, so for me, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just start here, walk myself down, adjust so that my hips and butt are still on the ground, and this blanket starts right at the bottom of my spine. So this is a little chest opener, a little heart opener. So like I said, the higher this is, the more intense it might be for you. So once you're resting, we can choose our leg position. So your legs can stay bent, just like I have them now. Your knees bent. You could bring your feet together and drop your knees out to the side and Baddha Konasana or butterfly. If you like that feeling, but you don't like your legs just hanging, you could take other pillows or something and rest your knees on those. Or you could have your legs straight. So check it out. Find what feels best in your body right now. I know mine changes with the day. And I might even sometimes change my leg position while I'm here. So then when you're ready, you can let your hands rest on your body. They can be out into a T. They can also be out into cactus arms. So that's going to increase the stretch in kind of your shoulder area, your armpits. That might feel good to you. So once you've found this position that feels best in your body for today, either close your eyes or set a soft gaze. Let your bones feel heavy, slowly releasing tension with each exhalation, slowly letting go. Inhaling the air around you, inhaling nutrients, filling up your body with all those things that you need, and exhaling the things you don't. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe you notice that your body is starting to let go and starting to rest a bit more. Maybe you're noticing that some tension is leaving your body. I invite you to deepen your breath. And take some small movements. Get your feet underneath you. And then to come off of this, I invite you to roll to one side. And rest for a moment, taking your time. And pressing yourself up. And we will move to our next pose. So it's going to be a wide-legged forward fold. So we have lots of options here. You can use a piece of furniture. So if you have a chair, like I have a chair here, I might pull this in, my legs out around my chair and rest my head like that. Sorry. You can also take some pillows, bed pillows or bolster. I might take my blocks to stack and lift. To create a ramp. You can also simply just stack lots of pillows and take a fold here. This isn't super comfortable for me. I have a larger belly and chest, so it feels better for me to be a little more upright, but choose what works best for you. So an option that I like is if you do have something stiff like a bolster, I like to place it on its end and then squish it down and rest on it this way. So find your version either on, maybe you're sitting close to a bed and you can put your feet underneath it, or a table or something that you can place a blanket or a pillow onto and rest your head. Just letting your legs come out into a wide position, and then finding a way to rest on your prop or your pillows. Just allowing your lower back to stretch out a little bit. So once you are positioned, I invite you to either close your eyes or soften your gaze. You can again let your forehead rest. You could do one cheek or the other, and then switch. So I invite you to get nice and comfortable. Hopefully, as we've been moving through these poses, it might be a little bit quicker that we can relax and rest. It's okay if it's not the case, but maybe it is. Getting familiar with our breath, allowing our breath to help us rest, to help us restore, to help us let go. Nice big inhales to nourish. Nice long exhales to release. Inhales and exhales. Taking your time, letting it be whatever it wants to be. Your breath could be deep, it could be more shallow. Allowing your body to rest, your bones to feel heavy. You have your head turned one direction, maybe you switch. I invite you to start to deepen your breath. Maybe you slowly open your eyes, move your head around, and slowly press yourself to a more upright position. And just move slightly, slowly. I forgot to mention that I have a loud cat. So we're going to move to our final resting position, to Savasana. I will suggest a way to do this, but if you have a favorite way, please, I invite you to do that. So for me, I'm going to take my bolster I'm actually going to stay seated, but this is my suggestion for you, is to take one of your blankets and place it as a pillow, so just your head and neck at the top, and then your blanket or your bolster or big pillows underneath your knees, lying on your back. Maybe you'd like to cover up with a blanket, but allowing yourself to get comfortable. She hasn't been coming in here lately, so. Go ahead and get yourself nice and comfortable. And I will talk you through systematic relaxation or Savasana once she lays down and rests. So get yourself comfortable. Maybe you have a washcloth or something you want to put over your eyes, or you do have an actual eye pillow that would be comfortable. So either close your eyes or set a soft gaze. Unclench your jaw. Allow your bones to feel heavy. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Just any last little details that would make you feel more comfortable. Let your breath be whatever it wants to be. Feel the breath moving in and out of your nostrils. Cool as you inhale and warm as you exhale. Wipe the expression from your face. Soften your cheeks and forehead. I invite you to bring your awareness to the top of your head. So maybe that feels like feeling the top of your head without thinking about the top of your head. As a practice, of course. Moving your awareness down to your forehead, to the place between your eyebrows. And then dropping your awareness down to your cheeks. And then to your jaw. Moving your awareness down to your neck and throat, to your shoulders. And sliding that awareness down your upper arms, to your elbows, down your lower arms, to your wrists, to your hands, and then each fingertip and thumb. To draw your awareness back up through your hands, through your arms, to your shoulders, and then moving your awareness to your chest, and down to your solar plexus or your middle belly. Into your lower belly, into your hips and pelvis. Sliding your awareness down your upper legs, to your knees and lower legs. To your ankles, your feet, and each toe tip. So to draw your awareness back up your feet, up your legs, backs of your legs, backs of your knees, backs of your upper legs, your glutes, to your lower back. Move your awareness to the middle of your back. To your upper back. And then to the back of your neck. The back of your head. And then finally resting at the top of your head. And now I invite you to feel your whole body at once. And now rest for another quiet moment. Rest all mental efforts. Just notice your breath. I invite you to deepen your breath. And from here, feel free to stay right where you are and continue to rest if you want to. And I will turn off the meeting. You can continue to rest. But if you would like, you can breathe a little deeper. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Start to move your ankles and your wrists. Maybe bending your knees. And hug them in towards your chest or rock them back and forth. And then taking your time, placing your feet back on the ground and then rolling to your favorite side and resting your head on your arm for a few moments in the fetal position. And when you're ready, taking your time, pressing yourself up to come to a comfortable seat where we'll close our practice together. I invite you to take your hands, bring them together and rub them together, creating some heat. I like to think of this as the energy, the prana that you move through your body tonight. And take your warm hands and place them somewhere on your body that would feel supportive. Your chest, your belly, your knees, your neck, your eyes, your low back, somewhere else. Breathe into the warmth of your hands. Feel yourself supporting you. Self-care, self-acceptance, self-love. You can keep your hands where they are or bring them back to heart center, bowing to yourself and thanking yourself for taking this time for rest and restoring. I thank you for allowing me to be part of your practice, and I thank all those teachers before me, especially those of South Asia, whose practice we share. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you both so very much. Hope you continue to rest or have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will come and stop the recording.